Hello everyone, this is Darwell20 and welcome to episode 22 of Darwell20's Let's Play series, where as you can see, I am smelting up a storm. Between episodes I made a quick upgrade, resonant integral components, right, that quadruples the speed operation machine, and then I threw some flux linkage amplifiers in here. These are the guys that speed up machine processing. So you'll note that without these guys, it's obviously slower, right? It's currently using 80 RF a tick. If I put one in there, it's a little bit quicker at 160, another one even faster at 240, and then the third one is ultra fast at 320. I think that's about as fast as you're going to get with this machine. Now that said, there's a quick note that I learned, a little trick. If you read the thermal book, which I didn't, you'll know this, but see how some of these numbers are in bold? So the expanded RF coil shows in bold RF capacity, RF transfer 4x. The numbers are in bold. That means they don't stack. So if I put two of these in a machine, they won't stack with each other. It'll just take the highest one. So I could put like these two together and you get 6x RF capacity and 6x RF transfer, but they wouldn't stack with each other. So you wouldn't get, 12 and 12. However, numbers not in bold like this one do stack. So that's why, because those numbers there 100% is not bolded, that's how you know that it'll stack. So like these things do stack where the bolded numbers do not. Cool? And the same here, like these numbers are bold, so you can't put multiple resonant integral components in there, for example. So that's just a neat little thing to know. So with the increase in speed here, we're definitely going to see an increase in RF needs. We're filling up our flux cell really quick though, which is nice. Definitely nice. But we're going to want more and more upgrades. We're going to want more and more automation to be played in here. So we want to get that going sooner than later, I think. So two things I want to work on today. First, I would like to focus on turning all this stuff into fuel. I want to see what this process looks like in thermal. Okay. Second, I think we might want to get a little bit started into refined storage. I think it's soon enough into the series that we can get refined storage going, because now that we've got decent power, we can get decent item storage and start getting some automation. So we'll get crafting automation. I decided I wanted to go refined storage this playthrough. I don't know, do I want to do applied energistics or do I want to do refined storage? I'm actually not sure, right? Applied energistics has some new fancy stuff going on, texture-wise. Refined storage has some pretty cool abilities too, so I'm not sure what I want to do. I'm thinking refined. That's the direction I'm leaning. It's a little bit easier to get into, for sure. There is a wireless crafting grid, so that's good to know. That's good to know. So I can wirelessly craft with refined storage. I wasn't sure if that was in, but it is, so that's cool. Yeah, it's refined storage add-ons that adds that capability. So good deal there. Yeah, I might be doing refined storage, I think. We'll see. But I'm pretty sure that's the direction I'm leaning. But with that said, let's look at first making the fractioning still and the centrifugal separator that we need. So as a reminder from last episode, we need a centrifugal separator to turn bituminous sand into crude oil. As a side effect, we're going to get bitumen and tar and sand. Okay, so we need to store these items as well. In addition to that, the bitumen can be processed either just as a fuel source, like you can use it like coal, or we could pyrolyze it into heavy oil. That's cool. So we might wind up doing that to get even more fuel out of it. And the tar that we get here, again, can be used as a fuel. It smelts 4 items, so like half a piece of coal. It's half as useful as coal, and that's about it. So it's like half a piece of coal. That's basically what that's what you got. All right, cool. And then the crude oil needs a fractioning still. And then the heavy oil and light oil each need fractioning stills of their own. So we're going to need like at least 3 fractioning stills, right? And 1 centrifugal separator. And potentially 1 pyrolyzer, right? So 1, and 3 of these. Cool. All right. Let's get to crafting. One thing I might want to do is borrow this thing and pop it in here. Man, I wish shift click worked in here. But that'll make my induction smelting a little bit faster, which would probably be cool, right? Because then I can do something like this. Look how much faster that is. I like it at this. That is very nice. All right, not too shabby. All right, so let me craft all these things off camera, and then we'll come back to make it so. All right, assuming that I mathed everything up correctly, I think we've got everything we need. And I will never get used to this glowstone dust recipe. I'm sorry. Or texture. I'm sorry. Glowstone dust, you just look weird. I'm stating facts. Let's also look into getting more drawers going on here. I think that might be cool. Just because I think that would be a cool way to proceed. I don't know if we have enough wood, really, but we'll find out. So, again, if we're going to look at the items that we get from this, mostly what we want to store is probably the sand and the tar, but we might want to buffer the bitumen because I don't know how much we're going to need. I assume we're going to have a backstuffing of bitumen. Let's just assume that's going to happen, right? So we're going to want 3 of those, right? Now, when we process crude oil, you're going to make just the fluids. You're also going to make more tar, and you're going to make sulfur dust. So that's 4 items that we have to worry about, right? So we might want a little drawer system of 4 items down there. Does that sound about right? I think that sounds about right. So let's get 4 drawers worth of things, and let's look a little bit deeper at drawers. So we're going to want a drawer key, right? Which means we're going to need some of you. And we're also going to need a drawer upgrade, which needs 1 drawer. How did you get split? I don't even know. Ah, what's happening? Inventory desync, stop. Did I get my drawer key or no? Okay. Okay. I think we're good. Boy, is my inventory a mess. Boy, is my inventory always a mess. But the drawer key is going to be useful for us, and I'll tell you why in a minute. In terms of item and fluid transfer, how do we want to do this? So guys, I'm having like a weird thing going on here. Check this out. With the cable here, no energy. Wah, wah, wah. With the cable here, no energy. Wah, wah, wah. With the cable here, it is working. I don't know. I'm going to test this to see if I'm going to remove refined pipes from the equation and see if the mechanism power cables do better. But I'm making item transfer logistical transporters specifically to make life a little bit better, but we'll see what happens. So I wanted tier 2 of this, by the way, so that's infused, so that's iron, redstone-y thing, right? Let's get some more redstone, let's get some more coal, and let's get some more iron. That should be cool. So let's get you in here. Let's get enriching factory there. Did I do any of the upgrades yet? No, nothing yet there. All right, so yeah, that's weird. It's weird. I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but it's definitely weird, right? There you go. Give me all the things. Yeah, I'm just gonna real quick see if doing this with mechanism cables has the same effect. So let's get some mechanism power cables going on here. We'll get 24 of them. And I also wanted the logistical transporters, so that's going to be you guys. And then we're going to upgrade them in a moment here. So where's this dude at? He's getting there. You've got some red coming. You've got that. Cool. And I'm going to upgrade both sets of these. Right? So you're going to upgrade to this, and you're going to upgrade to this, and everybody's happy. Nice. And with you guys being done, let's cook up more coal, because I'm sure I'm going to need more coal at some point. So let's just see if this makes a difference. Right? So what I'm probably going to want is more. Let's get more steel going, just for fun. Right? Just so we have somewhere to burn the power at. So advanced universal cables. usually you can see them filling up. So that does look like it's filling up. Yeah, that's working. Okay, cool. And what's even weirder is this guy's connecting to the, and that's fine. So I think we just now decided that we're replacing all the things with mechanism pipes, didn't we? I think that's what we just decided. I think that's what just happened. So, sorry, refined pipes, you're cool, but you're being a little bit weird, and I'm not sure, like I said, where that's coming from, that weirdness. So yeah, let's replace these guys all the way down the line. Cool. Plus, they just look a little fancy. I mean, the mechanism has some really nice textures to it. FYI, I just spoke to Lemming, and he said that that issue with refined pipes is known and fixed in the next version. So when we update, that kind of bug will go away. So, like I said, it's early days. It's early days. These kind of things happen. It's not uncommon. All right, quickie upgrade. Booyah. All right, so now that this is sorted, let's look at... How do we want to set this up? I think I'm going to set it up over here, right? So let's assume we're going to have at least 2, if not maybe even 3, eventually, compression dynamos. I'm not sure how many we're going to actually be able to run based on this fuel. And to be fair, we've been dumping quite a lot. I'm going to turn off my lava dump here. We probably have a full battery at this point because lava's been filling this energy cell for a while. So we're going to set this up in expectation that in the future we're going to need more RF generation, and this one little lava dynamo ain't going to do it. Even though 480 RF a tick ain't nothing to sneeze at, that's pretty good. But still, I wanted to try this out. So ultimately, right, our end result here from thermal is going to be refined fuel, right? And that's going to be made in a fractioning still with light oil or heavy oil. So we want 2 fractioning stills, one for heavy oil and one for light oil. So let's do it like this, right? Maybe I'll separate this. I'll move it over a little bit. So fractioning still, and the fractioning stills, heavy and light oils, are going to come from yet another fractioning still for crude oil. So that's going to be here, right? So if we look at this, the way it's going to work is this guy's configuration. Let's see if we can get. Oh, we don't have specifically colored outputs. Well, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. I was hoping that I could, like, specify which tank outputs. But it's only orange and blue? That's a bummer. Alright, well, let's treat it like this. Let's say this is going to be heavy oil, and this is going to be light oil. I think. I really want to, like, filter this fluid so that we know that's what's happening. But I don't know that there's much that we can filter with. Unless we maybe got into XNET, maybe? So I started toying with, in my test world here, because sometimes I jump into a test world to make sure I can understand how a mod works that I've never played with much before. Started playing with modular routers to see if fluids could work. My understanding from the book is that there are fluid modules that work by... if there is a single fluid container item in the buffer. This includes buckets and any fluid containers added by other mods. The fluid module's GUI allows a transfer to and from router. So I tried setting this up where it would pull, transfer into router, and then this guy transfer out of router to these 2 blocks. But it ain't super working. It ain't super working. I was just toying with it a little bit and just didn't have any luck, really. By the way, I learned that the centrifugal separator, really slow, even with a lot of upgrades. All right, so playing around in a test world, I think my best bet for doing this might be XNET. It's been a while since we played with XNET, so let's make sure we cover what we need. The main things we're going to need to get XNET going is a controller. And as you can see here, it's telling us that this base block for automation. So we need definitely one of them. We also need some energy or some network cables. So any color will do. Just note that they don't connect to each other, so stick with one color unless you're trying to prevent them from connecting to each other. And then we need connectors. There's advanced connectors, but I don't think we need them for this purpose. Advanced connectors will allow you to connect to multiple machines at once, I think. allows access to different sides, supports faster item transfer, where regular connectors just connect to one side, I believe. So that's the gist. So really just these 3 types of blocks is what we're going to need. So let's take a look at XNet, because that sounds fun. Let me craft what we need. We're going to need some redstone-y stuff. We're going to need some machine frames. So we're going to need some lapis and gold. So let me get some resources ready to go, and we'll be right back. All right, this should be a good starting point. Let's see, we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I might need a few more of these, actually, if I'm being honest. I need some more red dye. We have some... We've got some rose bushes outside. I can just bone meal, right? Pretty sure that's accurate. I think they're right out here, actually. Didn't I plant rose bushes out here? Didn't I do that? I mean, we've got some in here, so there's that. I'm just wondering, didn't I do that? I feel like I did. Well, now I did. Hooray! So, like, a super good way to turn this stuff into good amounts of things. 6 in the centrifugal separator. No other machines that I have that really process it. Oh, today I learned I haven't slept in a while. That's how it goes sometimes. You get so wrapped up in what you're making. And as you can see, I was in my test world, so all that cheating and giving me things was only in my test world. I wasn't cheating for reals. Don't yell at Dyer. So I want a few more connectors. I think 8 should be enough. So let's check out XNet real quick. Right? So what XNet does, super powerful and super cool mod. It's really, really good at transferring fluids and items and energy and logic and redstone signals and all kinds of stuff, all in a nice, compact way. It's also really good at filtering. So if you have some like real logistics needs, it's very good at handling it. So let's throw down our... That's the machine frame. I forgot the actual... I made the machine frame for the controller, and I didn't make the controller, because I'm a genius. Alright, so as I was saying, XNet, super cool and super powerful. You place down the controller in the world, right? That's step 1. Step 2, so let's map out how we want this. We're going to want the 3 fractioning stills like so. We're going to want the pyrolyzer probably on the end, and we're going to want the centrifugal separator here. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm real quick... yeah, I can manage this. Well, now I'll just go upstairs real fast to do it. So this is why I need wireless crafting table, because I always forget things. Let's get a quick chest. And we're going to throw our a couple vitamins in it for now. We'll probably wind up throwing all of them in there at some point, but we'll handle that in the future. So basically we want to run down the line across this way, right? Right across there. Now I'm pretty sure that this thing can handle, so let's see, auto input from the right. So he should pull in the bituminous sand from the chest. Cool. Now what we're going to do is we're going to run network cables are blocks that don't connect to any machines. And you need to connect to the controller. So what we really need is a connector. And when you place that down as a block, it'll connect to one of the machines next to it. So we basically want almost all connectors here. Okay? And that looks pretty cool to me. Okay? And now when we look at the interface, we'll see that there's a bunch of things listed here, right? So these are all the machines that have connectors attached to them. Right? And you can double click on one. So for example, we've got 3 fractioning stills, and if we forget which one's which, we can double click on one and it'll highlight it in world. So that's the fractioning still that we just double clicked on, right? If we double click on this one, it's going to be here. Pretty cool. Nice way to see what's what. So what we want to do is we want to create ways to transfer energy, items, and fluids around the world, right? So that's what we're going to set up here. So I'm going to have 4... I think, do I want this here or do I want to move it over? It might look a little bit better if I move this over 1. So why don't I do that? Oh, boo, you don't work as a wrench, do you? That's a shame. All right, so then we'll have connector, we'll have controller here, and that should be cool. Nice. And then I'm going to put my drawers 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Now, I've only got 2 connectors, so realistically, maybe what I should do is have a controller for the drawers, but we'll see. We'll hold off on the drawer stuff. Well, maybe not. Maybe I should get a controller. Why don't I do that real fast? All right, drawer controller for storage drawers. That'll be a nice way to interface with everything. What I'm thinking I'll probably want to do here, do I need to do that? Will he connect to both? He might, actually. So now he sees both the drawer controller. All right, perfect. That looks pretty cool. And then we'll put smooth stone there because I think that'll look nicer. Okay. Nice. Look at how cool that looks, huh? There's facades too if you want for XNet. I'm pretty sure they have facades. This block can mimic other blocks and be used to cover XNet cables. So if we wanted to put a block here and cover that up, we could. So how does this work, right? So first off, let's get energy transfer going. So generally, each one of these channels is going to do one specific type of transfer, be it fluids, items, energy, what have you. So how about channel 1 be energy, right? We're going to create an energy channel. And what we're going to do is we're going to say, I don't know if the controller can actually extract energy. And then can we insert it into, let's say, the centrifugal separator here? I'm actually not sure if this works, but we're going to find out. It may not be possible to do that. We might need to actually have an energy thing connected. I wonder if I can tap directly into here, though. So if we were to, for example, do this, would that work? We're going to find out. So now, instead of extracting from here, we're going to remove this connector, and we're going to extract energy from here. Hooray, it's working. Cool. So the way this works is we said channel 1 is energy. We're extracting from the connector that's talking to this universal cable, right? And we're going to insert into the centrifugal separator. And as you can see, it's processing. So I'm going to go ahead and add inserts for all of these guys that need power. Okay, and now all of them should be getting power. Look at that. How cool is that? Not too shabby, right? Right. Nice. All right, so now what's going to happen is the centrifugal separator is going to separate stuff, and it's going to create items. And we're going to see the items that it creates here in a moment. They're not too shabby. What I'm going to do is, just to speed this up, I'm going to borrow these upgrades here, just so we can speed this up, and I'll probably make some dedicated for this later, but just for now, we'll get this thing sped up, right? So he's transferring his power in, he's processing and doing lots of good stuff. What we want to do is extract items from the centrifugal separator here, right? So we're going to create a new channel for item extracts, right? So we just click here, logic, storage, item, fluid, gas. Ooh, mechanism, gas, and slurry is an option? Wow, I didn't know that. That's cool. Energy, logic. I'm not sure what storage is, to be honest with you, but item is what we want. I got to look into what storage is. I have no idea. I have no idea. So we're going to create a storage channel, and we're going to say, hey, we want to extract from the centrifugal separator and insert into the drawer controller, right? So we're going to click here and create a channel, and he's going to extract, we'll say stacks at a time. That's fine. We could do single items. We could do stacks. We could specify an exact amount. There's lots of customizations we can do here. We can whitelist or blacklist items, right? We can, specify the amount to keep in the destination inventory. But if all you want to do is just say, take everything out of inventory 1 and stick it all into inventory 2, you just got to say extract, right? But if you want to be a lot more complicated, you can. And into the drawer controller, we are going to insert. Now, what I'm going to do before that is I'm going to lock my drawers so that we don't start inserting things randomly, right? So by locking them, only the items that already exist in the drawer will be allowed in, right? So let's create an insert over here. And again, you can do lots of settings about what's allowed to be inserted. So if we want to specify what items are allowed to be inserted, we could do so, but we don't need to here. There's a lot more complexity to this mod, but I'm showing you guys the basics. So with that set up, he's going and he's running, right? And every 10 ticks, he's going to try and extract a stack out of this chest, right? So what I'm going to do before that is allowed to actually run is we need to actually put things into the drawers. And by doing so, it's now going to be allowed to extract, in theory. In theory, he should be working. I would think. This. Oh, right. And you know what else you have to do? You have to set the back to be output. Ta-da! So you remember, you also have to specify which sides of the thermal machines blocks are allowed to interact with. So I had to tell this thermal machine items are allowed to be extracted from the back. And now we'll note that he's actually doing this, right? So 54 bitumens in here. In a moment, we'll probably have a little bit more. 56, there you go. So that is going to be channel 2, which is going to be item transferring, right? So next up, we want to get the oil in this one into the fractioning still here. So we're going to set up a new channel called fluids, okay? And we're going to say the centrifugal separator, this guy, is going to be your extract, okay? So he's going to extract fluids, and we're not going to filter this yet, but we will in a minute. The fractioning still, which is this one, this is the one we want to insert these fluids into, right? So this fractioning still is going to be an insert. And boom, just like that, making sure that the back is set to blue to accept fluids in, we've got crude oil transferring from here into the fractioning still. How cool is that? And again, just to speed this up, I'm going to go ahead and drop these dudes in here. So you make me a bunch of heavy and light oil, would you? That would be cool. Now I wonder if your JEI integration is in yet, right? Can I click and drag you? Oh, come on, XNET, killing me. Oh well. Not the end of the world. But what we will want is a bucket of heavy oil and light oil, right? So let's get, can I get that by chance? Killing me, Smalls. Killing me. I'd really like a bucket of light oil and that. But what I now notice is that bitumen, let's make this blue and orange. So because we're getting bitumen here, let's go ahead and set this guy to extract out the back on the same channel as that. So now all his bitumen should also wind up in the drawers. Pretty fancy, huh? Now I just got to figure out how to get oil out of here. Ooh, I got heavy oil out, so that's good to know. And why did you... Oh, I see what happened. Yeah, no, I don't want that to happen. I want the light oil, please. I want light oil. So I see what happened. I think I clicked it one too many times, and I wound up putting heavy oil in, which is not what I wanted. So I can kind of make this work. Let's just break this guy and put him back. And he should get another bit of oil here shortly. Just to make sure it's working. Yes, good, good, good. So here's what we're going to do. You ready? We're going to extract fluids out of this fractioning still. So we're going to set up another fluid channel, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to say this fractioning still gets heavy oil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to here and we're going to create an insert and we're going to filter heavy oil. You don't have a whitelist blacklist filter, do you? I was hoping I could blacklist heavy oil. Well, that's going to be a problem then. I really need to get myself some light oil. How could I do that? All right, I'm going to do a little bit of trickery here. What I'm going to do is get 2 fluid tanks, and I'm going to set this guy temporarily to output to the top. Right, and what that should do, auto output enabled. Boom. Now we've got heavy oil in here, and we're going to have light oil in here. Then what I'm going to do is get this guy running fast again. Okay. Once we get a bucket's worth of light oil, then we can pick it up with a bucket. And that's the trick. Cool? I like that plan. So this guy should be getting light oil nice and quickly for me now. Yeah, 240. Nice. Is that quite close or not really? I wish I could shift click these, by the way. That would be so good. Almost there. Back in a sec when it's done. All right, here we go. So that's a bucket's worth. Boom. Okay. I'm going to remove you for the time being, but I'm going to keep these tanks over here for potential needs later. So now I'm going to turn this thing off, right? He's going to keep making heavy and light oil, which is good. He's going to keep processing, which is good. Let's keep this one fast for the time being. They're all very slow to process, by the way. So I hope we get some good power out of this stuff. Remains to be seen, right? So this one's going to insert heavy oil. This one is going to insert light oil. And this one, your fractioning still, is going to be your extract. Cool. So what should happen, we sell this one back as insert. He gets heavy oil. We tell this one back as insert. He's going to get light oil. Cool. Look at that. Pretty spiffy, right? Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. All right. And what I wouldn't mind is a tank to hold all my fuel. So let's go get a tank, one more of these tanks. You, sir, that I wouldn't mind upgrading if we had... Do we have the things to upgrade you? A little bit. Not so much. We'll get a few more of them. Can't hurt. Okay, so you get upgraded. We'll just get the second tier. We don't need it to be too crazy big. And hanging on to these buckets is going to be useful. All right. So then I'm going to put you here with a connector, right? And then what we're going to say is these guys that we're inserting from, right, we're going to have another fluid channel where we extract from you two. So this guy is going to be your insert. This guy is going to be your extract. And this guy is going to be your extract. So light oil, refined fuel, refined fuel. So we want you to do that. And we want you to do that. How did you wind up getting heavy oil in you? That shouldn't have really happened, but... Extract, extract, insert. Interesting. I don't know how he got that in there, to be honest with you. Did I pull from the wrong ones? No, those are the right. They should be just doing refined fuel. I'm just going to say I did something silly there. So let's do this. Yeah, that'll work. And then we do that. And he should be getting refined fuel now. Beautiful, right? So now all the refined fuel that's being produced is going into here. Now the pyrolyzer, we want to get... Also, we should be getting some items from some of these guys. There's a chance that these guys will produce items. But the pyrolyzer, we need to process the bitumen, right? So what we want to do is take a piece of bitumen, and we're going to say a new item channel, right? We're going to insert into the pyrolyzer. A whitelist of bitumen, and we're going to extract a whitelist of bitumen, and you will do that. Cool? And if we want that to be a stack at a time, we can, but we don't really need to, because it's fine. We might need to, let's see, this guy, yeah, we could change it to a stack if we wanted to, but that's processing well, right? And now he's going to make more heavy oil. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to, here, this is the channel that was doing oil. And we can name these, by the way, if we wanted to, right? But this is the one that was extracting and inserting heavy oil and inserting light oil. So let's extract also from our pyrolyzer here so that when he produces heavy oil, will extract it and put it here into this dude. Cool? And then we're going to want some coke to be stored here. So we're also going to want to, let's see, where's the one that's this guy, right? So we want to extract from our pyrolyzer as well on that channel. And that channel is the one that's inserting into the drawer controller. So now any coke that gets produced over here, or tar, because we also have tar here, right? So any items that get produced here will be extracted by that. See? And they went into the drawers. Nice. All right, so the last couple things to do here is we also want to extract from our 2 fractioning stills whatever items are being produced, because they're making things. Now, this guy's going to make sulfur, so I do need 1 more drawer for sulfur. And then we should be good. So let me just get a quick sulfur drawer here. Sounds like I have a visitor. Hello, sir. Please drink all the milks right next to my door. That's very, very polite of you. My rats over here are being a little funny. Did I mention I talked to the Rats mod author? He's releasing a version that should fix most of the issues we ran into. And it'll be in the next version of the pack. Just as an FYI. Thought you guys might like to know. So let's get 1 more drawer here for sulfur, and then we should be good. Is it this? Is this it? No, it's this. That's right. So let's get down there. We'll get her locked and loaded. Let's be ready to lock this guy real quick before he gets something that we don't want him to get. And then that's going to be sulfur. Right? And then what should happen is this guy should now extract sulfur, and there should be 2 in there. Yes, perfect. Nice. All right. So that is your refined fuel line using XNET. XNET's an awesome mod. Super powerful way. Like, imagine all the logic that we're handling in this simple block right here, right? We're transferring fluids, we're transferring items, we're transferring power, all to the same connectors, all for the same blocks, with different amounts of logic, different amounts of filtering. Really, really very good logic. And I mean, XNET's just an awesome mod. All around, XNET's an awesome mod. So, if you guys are looking for something really powerful, you know, that's the one to do. But for now, I think it's wrapping up point. So let's wrap up here. We'll come back next episode. My plan will be to make the compression dynamos. Maybe between episodes, I'll craft them. And then, oh, cool, sleeping at night. That's neat. Hammock clears rain. I think I just learned that. And then what I'm going to do is probably get into refined storage next episode, because I'm getting tired of crafting things by hand. You know, eventually I get bored of that. Eventually I get bored of crafting things by hand. And I say to myself, you know what time it is? It's refined storage and or applied energistics time. And I think we're doing refined storage this time. So for now, Bell20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. You know what to do. Take it easy.